Kamala versus Trump. Round one. Fight. Wait a minute, they ain't fighting. The prosecutor versus the fucking felon. All right, but seriously, tonight's the night for the first debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Tonight is going to be a night that you're going to see a lot of hyperbole, or to the common person, it basically means a lot of a lot of over exaggeration, a lot of emphasis, some things that people will say to get shock value, and it may not mean much, or it may just be a lie, but it is neither here nor there. What I'm making this video for is because I wanted to give you guys a little bit of debate prep, some things to think about before the debate actually comes on, and for you to look at so you can understand what you will see and hear tonight. Firstly, I want you guys to understand and look up the role of the vice president and the president in the United States of America. I'm not going to get into the roles because this is something that I want you to do. You'll understand when you hear certain phrases like, well, why didn't she do that when she was vice president? If you understand the role, then you may understand a little bit more of why it is. Number two, Google what actually causes inflation. Inflation is a hot topic right now. And through conversation, I realized that a lot of Americans don't understand what causes inflation. A lot of individuals don't even understand what inflation really is. And that's not a shot at anybody in particular. So just remember, this is debate prep. So understand what causes inflation, understand what causes scarcity, understand what tariffs mean, what causes tariffs, what the impact of tariffs are. You don't have to get a dictionary. Google is going to be your best friend for everything that I'm going to say here. So you'll be able to Google everything and get all this information in less than 30 minutes. When it comes to inflation, understand where we are as America when it comes to inflation versus the rest of the world. Understand what our COVID response looked like versus the rest of the world. Because these are going to be hot topics that you're going to hear, and our everyday experiences may skew us to what is actually going on in the United States of America. Google what Kamala's record as a prosecutor was. Google what charges Trump is currently facing. Google the role of Congress. And not only what the role of Congress is, look up the bills that Congress passed. Look up the role of the Senate. Look up what Congress and the Senate did under Trump and Biden's presidencies, because that's going to be something that's going to be talked about. The more you look up this stuff, the better you'll be prepared, the more you'll understand. This one here is for all my one issue voters. Look up what Biden and Harris have actually done for your demographic, your race, your particular interests. Google what Trump has actually done for your demographic, your race, your particular interests. Don't just rely on the media and the news to tell you things. As much as I want to be that person that you rely on for information and for you to tell you what's going on out here, don't just rely on what I'm saying. Look up every fucking thing that I say. Look up every fucking thing that you hear on the news. The information is out there. You just got to look up what's going on. Don't rely on the internet's hot clip culture to tell you what is going on. Because if you look long enough on the internet for a snazzy, catchy clip to confirm whatever your belief, your interest, your thought is, you're going to find it. But when it comes to actual data, actual facts, actual legislation, actual actions, actual whatever it is, actual action, you're not going to find that as easily. You'll find that catchy bullshit real quick. And the last thing I really want people to look at before tonight's debate, look up Trump and Harris's actual policy platforms. Now, of course, if you want, you can scroll down and look for any of the 3 videos that I've done detailing Kamala Harris's policy platform or Donald Trump's policy platform. And I did a whole nother video where I just focused on some key policy issues that are important to you and I as voters, and let you and I know where Donald Trump and Kamala Harris stood on those issues. There's a lot of individuals on the internet that have done a deep dive into their policies. If you want to look at any of those videos, be my guest. But I would say also, when you get done looking at my videos or anybody else's videos, actually go to the candidates' websites themselves and look at what they actually have to say on their website. That might be the best place to get your information on what these people's policies are. Their actual websites. It's out there. Yes. Tonight's debate, you're going to see a lot of hyperbole. You're going to see a lot of catchy statements. You're going to see a lot of just moments that people are going to want to turn into gotcha moments. People are going to turn into commercials. People are going to turn these moments into all type of different things. But the better you understand any of the things that I've listed for you to look up, the better you'll be prepared to sort through what you will hear and see tonight and know what statements people are making when they're being serious and the statements that people are making when they're just trying to elicit a reaction from the crowd or their opponent. Because we're going to see some shit tonight, boy. And they lucky, they lucky those mics are being muted because boy, if those mics are unmuted, can you imagine the prosecutor versus the felon? She will put Trump ass on the fucking stand. This debate tonight is going to be prime time TV at its best. Tune in, but before you tune in, remember, do your research, understand what's going on, and don't fall for the bull.